Okay. Hello. So today I want to talk about the holiday spirit and what that means. So there's I don't know, I kind of want to call it the cheery sadness, right? So now that the holidays are coming up, we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year, and we're just trying to figure out how are you going to deal with all this stuff, right? Every year it happens. And every year you say it's going to be better. You're not going to stress as much. You're not going to be sad. You're going to have a better outlook. And some way, somehow, one of these moments, one of these emotions creeps in and you start to feel all the feels and then you don't know how to really handle it. So today I want to give you some advice, talk about why that might be happening, what's going on in this time of the year that makes people feel that way. And then I'd like to hear from you. Like, how do you feel around this time of year? So for me, I feel all the feelings, really. Sometimes I feel sad that I can't be with certain people in my family, or that who I'm with maybe is not in the best health condition, or certain people in my family that drive me nuts and I don't know how to deal with them, or, just all these things that come up in parties, Christmas parties, family gatherings, friends gatherings, and all that stuff. So what is the mood of the holidays? So I want to talk about the emotions and the moods today. So for the holidays, the mood, I would say, is festive, right? We have a joyful mood when we think about the holidays. That's what it makes us feel. But why, on an individual basis, we might feel sadness, or we might feel anxiety, or we might feel stress if the mood is like that, right? So I think the contrast of feeling the sadness when you really should be feeling joy is so big that it just emphasizes it. It exaggerates it more inside you because you feel the pressure to have to feel happy and festive all the time because of this holiday spirit, but really you're not feeling like that. And so part of you feels guilty and is wondering, why the hell am I feeling like this when I should be feeling like that? And I see everybody else feeling really happy, and how come I'm not feeling that joyful? So when that happens, let's say the feeling that you're feeling, the emotion is sadness during this time of year. The advice that I would give to you is that sadness represents a moment of reflection, a moment of letting go and accepting what is. So when you're feeling sad around this holiday season, usually things might come up, feelings of a loved one that might have passed and wishing they were there with you. Certain family members or friends or loved ones, again, that might be dealing with certain health issues, or just things that are coming to light during this time of year, because it's a time for unity, it's a time for community, and bonding. So when it's affecting you, this is what happens. So usually people want to distract themselves from being sad, especially this time of year. And they usually like to drink or smoke or do other things that can distract them of those feelings. But my recommendation to you is to actually take the time to embrace it. You can't fake sadness. So when sadness comes knocking at your door, take it, because it is one of the only moments and emotions that you feel that you can actually go through that feeling and take it for reflection. So maybe you want to write down what makes you feel sad. You can write down some of the stuff that you've been holding on to for a long time that you haven't had a chance to let go, and be able to hopefully process it in a way so you can accept it. And accepting doesn't necessarily mean forgiveness. I think that's something that people get confused about. They think, oh, I'm not going to accept it because that's wrong. I'm not going to forgive for that. And it's not forgiving another person or the situation and accepting it as okay or correct. It's just accepting that it happened so that you in your heart and your soul can move on. So That's for sadness. Now, if your emotion is anxiety, when you feel anxiety, it means you're thinking about the future. So you might be thinking, oh my gosh, how is this family reunion going to go? Oh my gosh, how is this trip going to go? I don't have anything packed, or I don't have any presents. I don't know what presents to get people, or I don't want to do anything. I just want to, or work. Like I have a lot of work to do, or whatever it is. When you're feeling anxiety, you're thinking about the future, and the future is hypothetical. It's not there yet. It's just in your imagination. And if you go off the feelings for things in your imagination, it's like watching a cartoon and believing that that's true. And then feeling like your life can be that cartoon movie. And it sounds ridiculous, but that's what you're doing when you're thinking about anxiety as real, as it's actually happening or going to happen. You are not the predictor of the future. Thank God, right? And you could have intuition, and that's fine, but it's not happening yet. So when you feel anxiety, remind yourself you're thinking about the future. You don't have control over the future. You only have control of now. So my recommendation to you, if you're feeling anxiety, is to focus on the present moment right now. What is happening right now? And what can you do tomorrow or now that can help for the future? And if you take things a day at a time, you will be able to address it in a better emotional state. And so the results and your actions are not going to come from all this anxiety. It's going to come from what's happening at the moment. So if you stay in good spirits and you stay calm, you can make better decisions to lead to better outcomes. So the things that you're imagining that are going to happen in the future don't end up happening. And then the other emotion is stress. So if you have stress from work, stress from the pressures of the holiday, it's because you're thinking about the past. It could be memories that you have from before that are triggering these feelings that you think they're going to happen again, right? So maybe you're stressing about holidays. Maybe you're stressing about meeting your goal at work, finishing that project, wrapping up the end of the year on a high, planning, whatever events, social gatherings you have. Just remember that what happened in the past is the past, and what's happening now is different. So if you think about, again, coming back to the present moment, that should help you out a lot. Another thing I would say is become an observer of your thoughts. All these thoughts that you have about the past or the present are literally just thoughts. Think about them as little clouds floating past you. And there's a million, right? There's just a million clouds, and just look at them and let them go and just let them float away. If you attach yourself to those thoughts and you believe that those thoughts are real, that's what creates your stress and anxiety. So my recommendation to you is become the observer of your thoughts and watch them as clouds passing you by. And if you do that, then you can step away from it and be able to think a little bit more clearly and have more calm emotions to be able to handle your day-to-day activities or the next action that you're going to take without so much stress and anxiety. So those are my recommendations. Think about when you go through moments of sadness, anxiety, stress, think about them as nuggets to heal your soul and your heart. Those are precious moments that come. And when they come, take advantage of them and use them to heal. And these recommendations I'm giving you, especially for sadness, on being able to let go and accept, is crucial to your healing process. And once you're able to do that enough times, your heart heals every single time. And the reason why I say these moments are so precious is because you can't fake them. Like I said earlier, you can't fake being sad. You can't fake being anxious, and you can't fake being stressed. I don't know anybody that wants to do that, right? It's really hard to sit in those feelings, but you have to. You have to sit in those feelings. So another thing I would tell you is don't ignore when you're feeling like that. I know the contrary is to feel happy and festive, just like the holiday expects you to feel. But I would say to embrace it. Embrace the feelings that you're feeling so that your heart and soul can heal. That's what essentially is happening when you feel that. It's your heart telling you something. And if you're feeling joy, that is an amazing time to take on the mood and energy of the holiday and the season with your own personal emotion and like supercharge your heart and fill it up with joy, and which provides all the energy that you need to go into the new year strong and motivated and inspired. So I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving and happy holidays if I don't see you before, but I hope to make another video before. And I'd like to know, how are you feeling this holiday season? I didn't want to be a damper and be the bearer of bad news, but I feel like this is something that happens, and sometimes we just need some understanding. Weather, like a lot of times, like people that live up north, I live in Miami, so it's pretty sunny during this time of year and it doesn't get dark as early, except for the time change. Now it does get dark like around 5:30. But even here now, it's, the weather's beautiful and the sun is out and it's fine. But up north, people in the north have a greater chance of getting depressed and sad because of the weather and the sun. The sun coming down at 3:30 is no joke. When I lived in England, I remember waking up as a college student at 9 o'clock, going to class, getting out at 3:30, and it was dark. And I would think to myself, okay, what am I going to do now? For some reason, nighttime just brings on a different vibe, right? You feel like you have to, that's it. Your day's over, or it's time to party, or it's time to do something else. And so that's another reason that the season brings this on. It's not just the holidays. So anyways, I hope you guys are doing great. Please use this as a moment of reflection. Embrace sadness, embrace anxiety, embrace stress when it comes, because those are your little golden nuggets and that's your soul telling you, let's heal. All right, till the next one.